How's it going, gang? It's the final render here. Well, gang, I certainly hope you're ready for a fantastic Fallout 76 camp build video, because that's exactly what we have got for you guys today. We're going to be showing you the build that we did on live stream over the last few days, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. We've gone for one that's really lore friendly today. Normally on the Final Render channel, we go for things that are a bit crazy, a bit wackier, a bit more unusual in the world of Fallout 76. But today, we've given ourselves the challenge of doing something lore friendly. But it also needs to be able to function as a camp so you can use it in-game as well. And that's exactly what we've done. And also, guys, we are very nearly on 50,000 subscribers. We gained quite a few hundred since the last video, and I really hope we can get 50k before New Year. Let's go! So for today's Fallout 76 camp build video, we have come to the Top of the World Resort. The Top of the World Resort was a skiing resort that you can find right in the middle of the Savage Divide, and it was actually the HQ for all the raider factions in Appalachia. But the really cool thing about this location is there is only one main road leading up to the Top of the World Resort. So in other words, if you are in a vehicle, such as an armored Mad Max Rage 2 style vehicle, and you wanted to attack the raider factions at the Top of the World Resort, you would have to come through this very tiny T-junction. So we're going to set up a military style checkpoint here, so the raiders can stop anyone coming with their armored vehicles to attack the Top of the World Resort. Let's go! So the really cool thing about this location, besides the fact that it is the only road through to the Top of the World Resort, is that it has got water, it's got lots of flat ground, and it's also got direct access to the subway station. So it means if you want to sell stuff to the vendors, you can very easily fast travel back to your base for free. And I'm going to be building the main kind of checkpoint using the concrete walls and these stairs here. These stairs are actually a very important part of the build. The concrete walls are obviously there to stop people coming in, but the stairs can have walls attached to them. So therefore, I've got these firing posts so you can lean over the walls and shoot anyone coming to attack, but also we can snap an electronic garage door to these stairs right here. And it works perfectly because you can't just have these concrete blocks on their own. There's no way to attach a door to them. But using the kind of stairs as well, we've got a firing point and we have got an electronic door to stop people coming in. This base isn't necessarily designed to stop people on foot coming in. It is designed to stop people coming in with armoured vehicles, and this checkpoint is a really good way to do that. So in order to actually have as much security as possible, we're going to have some of the key-padded locks. I'm not a big fan of them myself, really. As you guys know, I don't like locking my camp. I want other people to come in and use my stuff if they want to. But for the sake of immersion and role-playing, there is electronic locks on these doors. And also, once again guys, I'm doing everything with the conduits. The conduits do take up more budget, they do take up more resources to build, but they look so much tidier as opposed to using the regular electrical wires. And I think it works really well. We're going to have all of our conduits going along the wall, so therefore you can't trip over them. You can't have them cut easily from the inside with some guy with scissors. They'll have to basically get a chainsaw if they want to cut through the electrical equipment. And we've got a really nice first part of the checkpoint here. It's all powered with the conduits. There's maximum amount of security here. There's firing posts. And there is no way you can get through this door without someone letting you in. Someone is always going to notice. And of course, we have to do that for the other two roads as well. This is a T-junction. So if you wanted to come in here with your cars, you can get let through. But you won't be able to just break on through. But the idea is that we want to still allow traffic to come through here. They don't want to block all traffic. They just want to block the traffic they don't want to come here. So trade caravans, where if it's on foot or in a vehicle, they can come through here. And I know what you're going to say. Final render, you equestrian endowed Superman. There's no vehicles inside Fallout 76. Well, there might have been. There's just none that the player can use. There's plenty of games where there are cars around, but you, the player, can't actually use them. So I think it makes sense to assume that at one point there may have been functioning cars in Appalachia. Even if they were fixed after the bombs dropped, it would make sense that there would be functioning cars at one point, especially for the raiders, you know, they love their vehicles. And now, we're going to have the power going all the way across right to the back. Once again, I don't want wires everywhere. Something about camp building I've noticed is people tend to ignore how pretty it looks in favour of how defensive it is. But I think this build can prove that you can have something that looks tidy and looks neat, but still is tidy as well as defensive. And I really hope that point gets made across. Right here we have no wires going across the entire base, so cars won't be affected. The cars that get let in. And also, we have these barricades at the front of the doors. These barricades are arranged in a zigzag pattern, so a car won't be able to just ram into the gate at full speed. They will have to weave in between these barricades. So if there's a car full of bombs, for example, they can't just charge in and blow up the main gates. I know military bases in Afghanistan had to put up those barricades to stop people from charging in with cars full of bombs, etc. So it works in real life as well. And I needed to have a little area for our generator to keep it safe, because the generator actually did get destroyed multiple times by mole rats and stuff, so we have to protect that. And using some of the stairs, we have managed to get an access point right down to there and have a little garage. We actually had to make some of our own stairs using boxes, and it actually worked out really well. Once we've got all the power set up down there, we're able to put up all the lights in here as well. As I said, I don't want wires, so we need very powerful lights in order to make this place look good. And here we are with all the kind of electrics done and with all the walls done. Looks really good, everything functions properly. The lights are designed to turn on when you open the gate. So if someone is driving in here, they'll immediately have a bright light shined on them. That's immediately going to put off any kind of attackers. They know that they are being watched and their visibility is low. And the really cool thing about this little area down here with the power is that we are able to have a water generator down there, which is something which, in my honest opinion, every camp should have. But also, our generator is protected, because as I said, multiple times this was destroyed when I was actually building this place. And also, since we had some space down here, let's put down some artillery pieces. Whilst this isn't meant to be a military checkpoint in the sense that it can act as kind of like a fortification for people to go and attack other places, but we might as well have some kind of defense, right? And why not have these artillery pieces here? They work exactly the same as they did in Fallout 4. You throw down a little grenade which comes out of the yellow boxes attached to the artilleries, and then it will start to hammer down fire onto your enemies. Not very much range, but if they are in range, you can do a lot of damage to your enemies using the artilleries. And now, let's actually add the more military style parts of this. We need storage areas, we need sleeping areas, and we also need a cooking area. And we're going to use some of these tents right here. Now, building with these tents is a bit of a nightmare, I'm not going to lie. If you just try to place stuff in there, it won't work. You'll immediately snap to the roof of the tent. So what you need to do, you need to stand all the way back and then push all of your items in from far away in order to get them into the tent. It's a bit of a hassle, but with no place everywhere mods and stuff, it's as good as we've got, really. So here we are with the first tent built. This is going to be a little sleeping area. The idea isn't so much that the people who are working on the checkpoint would sleep here, but it's more that if they've got kind of refugees or people who really need shelter, they can go and stay there, or possibly even prisoners. As long as you keep an eye on them, you can keep them in there. And we've also got all of our crafting area and stuff in there as well. We need crafting in order for it to function as an actual camp to play the game, of course, don't we? And now we need another tent. This is going to be a bit of a nicer area. We're going to have some seating. We're going to have a cooking pot. We went with the big cooking pot, which has like the soup pot in there, so that you can kind of stay warm around the fire while actually cooking your food. And then have a very small little picnic area with a canopy in between the two tents to keep the eating area dry. And here, we have a really cool new thing which I love. We've got a fish inside of a lamp, which for stream affectionately nicknamed Sinister Hand Bean. Very cool decoration, I really like it. And now we're going to put up some of the communism posters and more decorations for the most part. I went with the communism ones because this is primarily a raider base, and we don't have graffiti, but the communist ones are the closest we've got. And here we are with the base pretty much done. It looks fantastic, this base. We've used an awful lot of space. It's actually really, really huge, but it's not actually cluttered, if that makes sense. Everything is tidy and neat because I didn't want to block the traffic. But everything works really well. We've got the tents which have got the food and the sitting down area so you can kind of socialize while you're on your shift and also get warm. We've got the picnic area in there. We've got the refugee prisoner sleeping area. We've got these stairs here. I actually did pinch the idea to use the boxes from Cordless 7's videos. If you need to have some stairs, just use the stash boxes. It works really well. Down here we have got our little toilet area and our power generator down here. Because, you know, think about it, you don't want to have the toilets up there blocking the traffic and stuff, so we need to put them somewhere out of the way. And the artillery pieces do work really well as well, just to add a little firepower, just a little bit. And the actual security works really well. There is zero way an armoured car is going to be able to get through this defences and get up to the top of the world resort. There's going to be people on these firing posts with guns, and there are precautions in there to slow down any armoured vehicle. If you want to attack the top of the world resort, you'd have a very hard time. So thank you very much for watching this video, people. It's a bit of a strange build, but I think it's very lore friendly and it looks really, really good, I think. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Final Render channel if you are new. Remember, we are very nearly on 50,000 subscribers. Let's get that before New Year, people. Remember to check out all the cool Patreon people in the description below who help support the channel with their financial donations. You yourself, of course, can also do the same. And I'll see you around. This has been the Final Render, and happy holidays, people. Bye-bye for now.